Hey there, Cinephiles. Welcome to Yeti Talks, the show in which I bring on guests. Today, we're talking about the Scary Movie franchise for the upcoming Scary Movie. And today, I have a very special guest. Not only is he well known in the film business around Central Florida, rightfully so, because he's fantastic at what he does and he's been a great mentor to me, but he's also a wonderful foodie and someone who's actually tougher on movies than I am. Please welcome the great, the mythical Moe Fowler. How you doing?
I am good. That was a good introduction, Jeremy. I didn't know he was going to say all that. Thank you very much.
Of course, of course. How you feeling? You ready for this?
I am feeling good. I'm excited to be on Yeti Talks.
Yes, first time guest. Won't be the last time. I'm doing a Pixar series, which I'll bring on Mo for a very fun episode on that. I'm sure you can guess the movie. But are you excited to talk about the Scary Movie franchise?
I am. I'm a huge fan of Scream, so Scary Movie was a nice, I guess not nice, but it was different. It was different.
For sure. And we haven't seen the latest Scary Movie. I was hoping we could before this, but unfortunately won't be able to. So you'll see this Scary Movie 2026 opening weekend, which will be the day this comes out. Yeah, are you excited to get into this? You ready?
I am. I'm excited to get into it with your cinephiles. What up, cinephiles? How y'all doing?
All right, so before we get into the discussion, here's a quick synopsis of the franchise if you've never seen these movies. Basically, the majority of them follow some really dumb people who relive a multitude and mashup of plots from popular horror movies. And as we get into later in the franchise, not horror movies, there are parody movies of majority horror films. And as we go throughout the films, I'll bring up the movies they make a reference to. So, starting off with the very first one from 2000, Scary Movie. Your thoughts on it, Mo? When was the first time you saw it?
You know, I probably shouldn't have been watching that movie because I think I was like 10, 11, 12, somewhere between 10 and 12 watching that film. And I remember my cousins were the first ones who told me about it. It was like, you ain't seen Scary Movie? And I was like, nah, I ain't seen Scary Movie. So I remember watching it in the living room. None of our parents were around. And I remember being like, oh my gosh. But I remember laughing at it like I understood everything that was, taking place. Maybe I shouldn't have. But me being a huge fan of the Scream franchise, it was hilarious the first time I saw it. And even as I'm older now, I understand a little more of the jokes that I didn't understand back then. So,
yeah, no, this was my first time watching all of the Scary Movies. When did we start rewatching these? It's like about a month ago or so?
A month ago, probably.
Yeah. So this is my first time going through them. When was the last time you rewatched these movies?
This was when we went back and watched them again. That was my first time watching them probably in a few years.
Okay.
I think I've seen like scenes and stuff because now with like, TikTok culture and everything, some of them pop up, some trends that they do. So, yeah.
Well, you good?
Yeah, I thought I was about to say something else. See, I forgot already. The camera's scaring me.
No worries. It's just a conversation,
Yeah, just a conversation.
But speaking of Scream, I actually also watched all of Scream with you for the first time, so this was very fun to kind of relive.
You did? This was full circle.
I just kind of realized that in the moment, which is really cool. And this movie heavily takes from Scream. You have the whole what's up sequence and stuff like that. With do they just call him Ghostface in this one too? I forget.
I think just Ghostface. See, I call him Scream. I don't only call him by... I didn't even know his name was Ghostface, to be honest with you. When people mentioned like the Ghostface mask in stores, I was like, Ghostface, that's Scream. But yeah.
No, it's really fun, and this movie touches on Scream. It touches on I Know What You Did Last Summer, which everyone says is just a ripoff of Scream already. So kind of ripping it off threefold over is very interesting. What's your favorite moment from the film? What are your favorite characters and stuff like that?
I love me some, Cindy was a super funny character, based off of Scream Sydney. So it's funny seeing the recreation of a lot of, even shot by shot a little bit sometimes of some scenes that took place in Scream and how they kind of reimagined them in this parody and satirical way. I think the one scene that probably stands out to me was Brenda when she's in that movie theater, man. Because that's the opening of Scream 2. So yeah, this movie goes into Scream 1 and Scream 2. But it's the opening of Scream 2, that whole scene. And she's making so much noise in the movie theater, bringing her own food in. And I could relate because sometimes I would bring my own food in a movie theater, because sometimes it's expensive. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized that's how the theaters make their money. So Me being a movie theater goer, I try to support the theater as much as possible.
Even though the popcorn prices are more than a ticket sometimes.
Yeah, see, that's what they make it hard. They don't
Yeah.
make it easy for you.
Still support though. I try to when I can on paycheck weeks only. No, but that's a very fun sequence. You talk about like TikTok scenes. That's always referenced in it, even if it's just a still. It's such a great meme. Usually, you talk about Sydney in here, and I remember when we were watching it, you told me why Anna Faris got cast.
Yes, there's an interview, a behind the scenes interview I saw at the Wayans brothers, and they literally said, and I don't know if it was the Wayans brothers or if it was, I think it could have been the making of Scary Movie 3 the more I'm thinking about it. I think the actor Eddie Griffin may have said this too, where she just has a stupid face. Like she just looks stupid, so it like works for her and her character. So that was one of the reasons why I think she got casted.
And look, she plays stupid very well, and I think playing stupid is hard to do, especially this convincingly.
Yeah, it's just her facial expression she makes like man, it is not that serious, so dramatic, but it definitely works for the film.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this as a podcast and not watching it, he did the perfect face for this character. I just want to let you know that. But speaking of stupid characters, my favorite in this is what they do with Dewey from Scream and his take on this character, which he's being brought back in the newest film, which I'm very intrigued to see how they kind of just capture that lightning in a bottle again, because especially how this movie ends. Spoiler warnings, by the way, for these movies.
Oh yeah, sorry, y'all.
This is the point to go and watch them now. At least the first two. I'm already jumping ahead and saying which ones are our favorites, but the first two are my favorite. Watch those and then come back here. But with how the first Scary Movie ends, you see Dewey just make this complete heel turn. He becomes the villain, or he is the villain, and then you just fully see him be a cool dude.
I did not expect to see, even when I was younger, I did not expect to see that coming. I was like, wait a minute.
Honestly, like the way this movie ends, the bad people win, which is not what I'm expecting in a parody movie. That feels much more like a dramatic film, you know?
I will say this movie too is very quotable also. And it's little things like where she runs out of the front of the school and she's yelling at the killer, like, what are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? And there's a guy on the roof that just is like, what am I waiting for? And then he jumps off and unalives himself.
Yeah. Thank you. That'll be for the TikTok edit.
Unalives himself. Like it's quotable to the point where me and my friends at one point, we would quote that all the time. And there was one day I was picking my friends up from the mall. And as I'm driving up to like the little pickup area where you can just stand and pick people up, my friend, she goes into the middle of the road in front of my car as I'm driving up. And she literally stands there and it's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Goes back to the curb. I pull up. Why? It wasn't even me. It was some other random car that looked like my car. That wasn't me. And I pulled up later and I see my friends literally on the curb just laughing. And I'm like, what's so funny, guys? And they proceed to tell me the story. So, yeah, scary movies just, it's become a staple in my life for more reasons than one.
Yeah, extremely influential. And I mean, you see, there's a bunch of movies on here actually from the article that I got from Vulture to see all of the movies that are listed and what they reference. And it's quite a lot. Like there's the Exorcist scene, which I know you really loved.
Yeah, and Scary Movie 2, yeah.
Yeah, they also, I forget when they reference it in the first one, but they also do in that one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I need to look back. I mean, these movies kind of blend together after a certain point.
They really do.
But yeah, anything else you want to say on the first one?
Yeah, I love the Miss Congeniality scene.
Yes.
Where it's a loose reference to Miss Congeniality where she's in this beauty pageant and she does the reenactment. She's like, I'm performing, a dramatic reading. And she actually sees her boyfriend dying behind the audience. And the audience is like, wow, she's really good. She's really good.
That was a really fun scene because she really is giving it her all. Like
she is. She actually got some acting chops. Mm-hmm. Wasn't she? Is that the same actress from American Pie?
Yes. Yeah. Which I remember seeing her. I was like, oh, she's in this? Yeah, no, I mean, the whole teenager group was really, really fun. It's Shawn Wayans, I believe. He's the jock in this. I love what they do with him in this, where he's closeted, but it's very obvious that, he's gay.
Yes. Only for the ending to be like, he goes, "What? I'm not gay." And they're like, but, and they have all these reasons why, and he has an excuse for every single one of why he's not.
But even for the newest movie in the trailers for that, they parody Sinners or something. Or no, it is Sinners. And these characters are going like, oh, we're here to do some half gay things. And then he pops out and says, why only half gay? And like, I love that through line is still there too, many movies later.
I love it. And he's listening to like, even in the first movie where they're driving in the car, he's like, yo, put this on. And it's the song, It's Raining Man. Yeah. Hallelujah. Like, sir.
That's so good. And that, that scene too in particular is I Know What You Did Last Summer, for sure. All in all, really, really fun. I think we'll get into full rankings later, but I think this might be my favorite.
Really?
It's just really, really good. It's really tight. It knows what it wants to do. And I just found this out while I was setting up for this episode, but the tagline for the movie is no mercy, no shame, no sequel. So like it seemed like they never planned to do a sequel, supposedly, which I really appreciate. And you can kind of tell with how much, they bring to it and how much cares in the movie, even though it is a parody film.
And even like, I'm sure we're probably going to segue it too, but I think they did mean that they thought it was just going to be a one and done thing, but I think they probably got so much, support for the movie. And I wonder if they knew like how good it was going to be, like, and how everybody would be talking about it. Because then they brought the same characters back, even though they all, spoiler alert, even though they all died in the one.
Which is crazy too, because so now getting into Scary Movie 2, which also came out the year after. So they got this done pretty quick. And some characters, and I think this is how we know for sure it's not meant to be a sequel, or they didn't fully plan for it, because some of the characters, like the American Pie actress, she didn't come back, and her boyfriend as well.
Yeah,
but
he didn't come back.
You have the Wayans brothers, you have Regina Hall and Anna Faris at least coming back for this one. And looking at the tagline for this one now, it's also hilarious. No more mercy, no more shame, no more sequels. Honest, we lied. So I think that's something I really appreciate with the first two films. You just feel like they really went all out, even in stuff like this,
Yes, they did.
There's just so much care and attention being paid to every detail that they possibly can. Because you do also have The Exorcist, and I believe that's the opening, correct?
That's the opening scene.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
Which has Natasha Lyonne in this. And that was a shock. This movie, I mean, all the movies, honestly, kind of had a star-studded cast. But this one, I think, was like the first one where it was really I was recognizing because it had Tim Curry in it.
I remember you were like, what?
Yeah. Andy Richter's in it. Tori Spelling's in it for a little bit, too. Again, spoiler, Beetlejuice is in it.
Yep. This is your brain on drugs.
I think.
And it was him.
I think that's probably my favorite scene from this film, when you go into Marlon Wayne's head, and it's just Beetlejuice in the skull as the brain. But yeah, in this movie, it's very, I don't want to say it's very different, but they go bigger for sure.
They definitely. A lot more one-liners in this one too. That I love. One of my favorite scenes is, of course, Brenda. She's awesome. Her character, that Regina Hall's character, is hilarious. And specifically the scene where they're running away from that skeleton. And Brenda sees Cindy running. She's like, damn, why she got to bring all that over here? Maybe she won't see me. Oh, Lord, she saw me. And then she falls and she gets excited that she fell. And she's like, die, please die. That part, when I tell you I was crying, laughing the first time I seen that, I was gasping for air.
Yeah, I mean, Regina Hall's probably, all in all, like the best actor in the entire thing.
Oh, definitely.
She has most of the memorable lines and just the best delivery. It just kind of stinks that as we go on, we see less and less of her until we don't get her at all.
They did my girl wrong. We'll talk about it later, but
yeah. But no, she's fantastic in this, and I'm surprised you haven't brought up Stronghand yet.
I was getting to that part.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing with, and I didn't realize this was a thing online too until later, about does he say take my strong hand or take my good hand, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone always said, take my strong hand. Like anytime we quote the movie, that's what we always say. Then someone's like, that's not what he says. And I'm like, nah, I know he say that somewhere. Y'all ain't about to fool me.
Yeah.
And then after we rewatched it again, I'm like, okay, I feel vindicated. Because in the scene that where everybody refers to, where he's telling the guy, he does say, "Take my good hand." But earlier in the movie, he references, "Oh, but this is my strong hand." So he does say it at least once for everybody. So I hope everybody else was vindicated, and this wasn't the Mandela effect.
Which is great. I mean, honestly, that Mandela effect thing kind of makes the other scene work better when he's trying to save the person.
Yep.
And the guy just ends up falling to his death instead because he does not want to touch the strong
He did
man.
not want to touch that man, and he'd rather die.
And mind you, too, these movies are very much of its time. Like, a lot of this humor doesn't necessarily translate the best to now. But of comedies, because I've been starting to see some older comedies and such. Like, I saw Animal House not too long ago for the first time. Granted, that's also 80s. But this one does stand up better because I think there's, like, a certain layer to it. And the fact that it's making fun of it, but it's also paying tribute in some ways to these characters. Like, that whole character, the strong hand character, is from Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I love that. And, like, he has such a same look and everything, and it's really, really funny to see.
That's what's so good to have Tim Curry in there, too, also.
Yeah, so many great references and smart casting and stunt casting, as they call it. As for David Cross's character, also, he was very, very fun in this, which I was not expecting him to be in this either.
He was. The banter between him and Strong Hand was hilarious.
They really
He's
just
like, I think I'll be the bigger man and walk away.
Yeah. They really just go after each other for their ailments, if you will. Yeah, so anything else from this movie that you really...
I love how they reference, like, it was little random things that they reference, like, back in the day we had these, there was these And One basketball commercials, and they literally did a whole scene of it where the basketball's making a beat, and they're dribbling with the one spotlight on them, which was hilarious.
Wasn't, like, the Ghost or something also in it for a second, or something like that, like the entity?
I think so. I'm trying to remember. I just remember the beat mostly, the boom, 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 boom. Hey.
And then you have David Cross's character, like, in his wheelchair.
She's doing like a wheelie in his chair. And I love that these movies just took, like, one thing I like about the first two scary movies in particular, they weren't scared to just be silly, you know, and just to do stuff. And even though it was a dumb thing, it still was, like, kind of funny just to see these characters in that way. So,
yeah, but also another thing to really appreciate is that even though they're being silly, they still put the story first, and they're like remembering where they're at. They'll have at times where, like, you know, they do the And One commercial where it just has nothing to do with anything. But for the majority of their references and stuff, it actually builds upon the story and it builds upon the characters, even though the characters are slightly different each time they come back.
yeah.
But they also kind of touch on that in a later film as well when Regina Hall and Anna Faris meet up again later. But yeah, all in all, this honestly was close to being my favorite, but the first two are amazing. And these are the two I would definitely rewatch.
Let me know when you rewatch them because I would love to sit down.
We gotta, watch them along with Scream. I think that'd be pretty fun to see.
We do, and then I want to watch it with people who haven't watched it yet. But we got to watch Scream 1 and 2 first.
Yes,
and then Scary Movie 1. See, we doing this like it's how you watch Star Wars in a certain order.
Order.
Yes, so this is the Yeti order for Scream and Scream and Scary Movies.
Yeah, no, I mean that would be very, very fun to do. We'll put out something on my socials. Don't you worry for that. Do we want to talk about the bird real quick? Shout out to the bird.
Yes, the bird. I don't remember this. Polly want a cracker? Polly wants your mama sweet. No, I ain't gonna say the line, but again, quotable movie.
Extremely quotable movie. This isn't the one TV leaking though, right? That's the next one.
That's the next one.
Okay. But yeah, so shout out to the Wayans brothers. The next one, getting into it, Scary Movie 3 is their last one, correct?
Technically, so like, I hated Scary. I didn't hate Scary Movie 3, but the process of it coming together was unfortunate because, the Wayans brothers, they recently, like within the last year or two, they did an interview. And I think they explained why they weren't officially a part of Scary Movie 3, even though they came up with the concepts of all of Scary Movie 3, but they were fighting, I was about to say the label like it was a record label, but they were fighting the studio for better pay because they made the studio all this money from these franchises. and they were the creators of it, so they should get, what they're worth. And unfortunately, the studio wasn't willing to budge for it. So they basically took their idea from what they're saying, took their idea and continued on with the story and just kind of phased them out, unfortunately.
Yeah, it really sucks because in this you don't have the Wayans brothers in it.
Nope, not at all.
And I wish you did, but it's this weird in between for the franchise because now you introduce Charlie Sheen, who joins a few films. You introduce Simon Rex, who becomes a character as well. And I think he's like the major constant from now on.
Yeah,
too.
from the rest of the movies.
And I think with his character or his in general character, I'd say such performance, you kind of try to capture what Anna Faris already had.
Yeah.
And I think that's really prevalent in the later films too, when you don't have Anna Faris anymore.
We'll talk about it.
But in this movie, we get the reference. I think the biggest one is The Ring.
Yeah, The Ring, Signs.
Yeah, Signs, 8 Mile also.
8 Mile randomly.
Yeah, those are like the three biggest ones. And like we mentioned earlier with the first two movies, they do reference other projects and stuff outside of horror movies. But this is the first time where you really spend so much time on the non-horror aspects.
Yeah.
Because that 8 Mile scene, that's quite a lengthy scene.
It sure was.
Like,
it was funny, but it sure was.
Yeah, and in that you get a younger Kevin Hart, and you also get Anthony
Yes,
Anderson.
and I completely forgot Kevin Hart was in the movie. Was this one of his first? I'm sure he probably did more before this, but
yeah, I remember. When did 40-Year-Old Version came out?
Oh, maybe that came out.
Because this was 2003, Scary Movie 3, which, hey, shout out to the third one coming out in 2003.
Right.
But yeah, this one also is the first one to not only star the Wayans brothers, but it's not even directed by a Wayans brother either.
No, 40-Year-Old Virgin came out later. It was 2005.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, so these are like the first two movies then that I really remember Kevin Hart being in. At least like going back and watching movies. But yeah, this movie also has a lengthy sequence with The Matrix as well. With
Queen Latifah and Eddie Griffin playing Morpheus and the Oracle.
Yeah. This one really... And you can kind of feel that turn because this is when Weinstein kind of mostly is the one to take over, right?
Yeah.
Like at least as a producer.
I think he was the one that kind of booted them out or didn't want to pay them what they wanted to get paid.
Which, as we all know, we don't support Harvey Weinstein for other reasons, but this is another reason to add on top of that, which we don't have to get into on here. But anyway.
Whole nother podcast just about that.
Yeah. Whew. I think that'd be a fun one for you to host, spilling the tea for like productions and stuff. Anyways, there is the whole alien invasion, which, of course, plays into signs of it all. But then, so that's also what I appreciate with the first two movies. They're pulling from different movies, but they also kind of work together in aspects. Because at least with Scary Movie 2, you start out with The Exorcist, but then you go to like a haunted house type of thing.
This was like House on Haunted Hill, that movie.
Exactly. And then you also play into like the dreams, or like with the haunted house aspect. That's how you also pull the butler from Rocky Horror Picture Show. It just builds on itself. Whereas this one, you're literally just pulling random things. And so much so that you have this Ring movie, which you have the Ring entity be such a major character, but then also the big evil is also aliens.
Yeah,
because you already have the Ring character, it can't be the aliens are bad guys.
Right.
It's weird. It's like too many hats on a hat are starting to happen in Scary Movie 3. This is definitely where the turn happens, I think.
And you could tell, the Wayans brothers were missing, needed it.
Yeah.
The film needed their guidance a little bit more.
Oh, for sure.
How to structure the comedy and the satire.
Because it just feels like it's a bunch of ideas together instead of a bunch of ideas working together.
Right.
And I will say one of my favorite, I don't remember the exact line, but my favorite kind of joke is I think Anthony Anderson is the one to get a bat and hit an alien's head off. And he's like, guys, I figured it out. They can't live without their heads or something like that. I will say that is one of my favorite jokes in the entire franchise. Because it's like, right.
Well, duh, Anthony Anderson. My favorite line of this one, again, I got to always give shout outs to Brenda for being just random quotable when she's like, Cindy, the TV's leaking.
Is this the one then too where we have her funeral? Or
No,
is that the next one?
That's the next one.
Dang, see, these really are blending all together for me. That's crazy. I should have taken better notes. Because that's the other thing too, right? And I do appreciate this, in it, all the characters keep dying, but they keep coming back in the next movie. I think that's a dumb, fun thing to do. At first, it doesn't feel cheap.
Or maybe it is this one, actually. Wait a minute.
No,
it is this one.
It is this one? Okay.
Because it's the fourth one.
It's not the one.
Because the fourth one, she's like, "Hey, I thought you were dead," or something. In the fourth one,
right? Yeah.
So it must be this one.
Yeah.
All these movies were bad, so they blend together.
That is true. 3 and on are bad. I'll say that much. I think the first 2 are genuinely good to decent movies.
Yeah, but three was like halfway decent. Like they tried, and the decent part was the Wayans brothers' influence of coming up with some of the storyline at least. So. But the rest of it, yeah.
I'd be curious to see too, because did they develop full scripts already too?
I feel like they had. I feel like their other brother, Keenan Ivory Wayans, who directs the films, I think he had him and I'm assuming his brothers too had a whole pitch already and they had already pitched it to the studio already.
Gotcha. I'd be curious to see what those original scripts were and kind of just compare it to what we ended up getting.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I wonder if we need to send this to the Wayans family and be like, hey. Can we see what Scream? Can we see what Scary Movie 3 would have been?
Yeah. But then again, let's see if we like the new one.
True.
Because we never know. Maybe we're like, okay, maybe it was good they left, and that way their reputation wasn't stained. But then 20 years later, they come back anyway. But yeah, Simon Rex's character in this, he plays George. I don't remember what his character does in this one. Do you?
He was a rapper.
Oh, right.
One of his jobs, I think.
Yeah, but. And then I don't know. But he's brothers with Charlie Sheen in this.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean it's overall fine. They fight the ring girl at the end of the movie, which I don't know. Once you get into these possession movies and then you have that entity after the stop motion skeleton, I just don't care for it in this franchise. But yeah, is there anything else in this movie? Oh my God, Simon Cowell's in this one. I thought that was the fourth one.
I don't even remember. Oh yeah, because he was in the 8 Mile scene.
You're right, and then they shoot him up.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they have kids in this scene too. There's a little girl that is that his niece, Simon Rex's niece or something.
Yeah, it's Simon Rex's niece and Charlie Sheen's daughter.
And then
yeah.
Who's the little kid related to? And because there's a boy too who's Cindy's nephew or something.
Yeah, Cindy's nephew. So that's another. Thank you for bringing that up. You can definitely tell the change in comedy, and this is the one through line that you feel in the later 3 movies. Mm-hmm. They start hurting kids,
beating them up,
insane amount of beating up. Crude stuff with kids too, especially in the last one, which we'll get into once we get into Scary Movie 5.
Yeah, that's a little much.
It just gets very weird with the kids very quick. I think in this one, it's the boy. The Simon Rex's character just keeps accidentally hitting him. Either whether it be his head when he's carrying him to bed, or he drops him, or he elbows him by accident.
Every 5 seconds. And it ends with Cindy running over him or backing up over him because she forgets him.
Yeah, so I don't know. You just get this weird. And look, these are parody movies. They're not going to be for everyone already.
Right.
But beating up kids is, I think, a type of humor that, I don't know. That's not something that I think would ever age well, let alone in the moment.
Yeah, and if you wouldn't have brought that up, I wouldn't have thought nothing of it if it was just a one-off thing. But because that you brought up, and it does continually happen in 4 and 5 and different occasions.
Yeah.
That's what...
Yeah, I mean, granted, the first 2 movies don't necessarily bring up horror movies with kids. Mm-mm. So I do wonder how the Wayans brothers would have dealt with that. But maybe they were smart in not bringing that up because they realized the type of raunchy humor that they're doing.
Right. It may not fit well. And I think Scary Movie 3, was this the first movie that was on... because the first 2 are rated R. Was this one rated R as well?
I'll look that up for you because that's not on where I'm looking at. But...
Audience members, studio audience.
Shout out to our friend who just walked by. So vamp for me and keep talking about Scary Movie 3 while I look that up.
Scary Movie 3. I love Queen Latifah in this movie. She was one of the cameos that I really enjoyed, seeing her as the Oracle. And then how she was like, I love how she just kind of got like real badass and real gangster with, the Ring character lady, because the lady ends up spitting on her from the TV screen. And Queen Latifah's like, wait, what? Who? Pulls homegirl out the TV screen and give her a good old A-whooping. And do you curse on your podcast? I don't even know.
Not necessarily, but this one's okay, I think, too.
Oh, well, I will watch my language. Not that
No,
I
I mean,
curse.
like, it's happened before. Shout out Anthony, who was on the first episode.
What up, Anthony?
He was trying not to until the very end. I think he let one fly. And he's like, "Oh man, I'm trying not to get you demonetized." And it was so far into the episode, it's okay. And we're pretty into it now too, so you're fine.
Cool.
I think my audience understands.
Good, because this is new brand. This is Yeti Talks,
Hey, we got to talk.
We got to talk. That's just how we talk.
But yeah, so I looked it up real quick, and the 3 through 5 are PG-13.
See, they needed to go to rated R. That was
It's crazy though because they're really riding that line. You
Yeah.
know, granted, I understand because it's so suggestive in its nature, but it's also just very clear what they're doing. Yeah, I don't. That's just weird to me.
And I wonder if they did that too from a marketing and money making probably standpoint. They wanted to have a broader audience to bring in to watch the film, so it wasn't just the 17 or 16 and up that can. I don't know what the rated R age is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 17. You have to have an ID and be 17 years old to buy a ticket. But if your parent buys it for you, you can still go.
Got you.
Meanwhile, NC-17, you have to be 17 and older to get a ticket, no matter what. Which we don't see NC-17 movies anymore.
No, I
Slash
don't think
X-rated.
so.
That's very interesting. But yeah, it's weird. That's definitely a money move to do so because you're still incredibly raunchy and you're still doing a lot of, pushing boundaries things. But like this was always on TV.
Yeah.
At least like especially the later ones. I remember always seeing just kind of on TV and that makes sense. They're not rated
Yeah.
R, so technically you don't have to edit them as much. And you can technically just be allowed to show anything that's there.
True, and again, it's a money thing. If you ain't got to edit it too much, it's going to air on more stations probably too. So
Yeah, we're exposing you, Weinstein. Yeah, but no, Scary Movie 3, there's a lot of fun stuff in here. It really feels like the last breath of the franchise to me.
yeah, I would agree.
Because then for, like, Scary Movie 3, I think I would at least give a watch maybe once or twice more. The first two I would watch anytime if anyone told me they wanted to see it. But now getting into 4 and 5, or at least 4, here's where we really fall off.
Here we go. Let me drink my water.
In this one, you do still have Anna Faris and Regina Hall. It is their last movie of the first 5. And the opening is a Saw opening with Shaquille O'Neal and Dr. Phil. And Shaquille O'Neal is in a Miami Heat jersey without any Miami Heat logo or anything either. Because they could afford Shaq, but they could not afford the Heat logo. And I'm looking at the poster. I do give them this. In the poster, you see Shaq, because you know how they always do the sitting in a movie theater for the posters?
Yeah.
Shaq is sitting there, and you see Eat in the Miami Heat font. So they hide the H,
Love it.
That's honestly clever. I do give them that.
That's probably the only thing I liked about the movie.
That honestly, same. No, I mean, there's another scene that you like. It's when they're, what's the movie? The Grudge. There's a Grudge sequence when Anna Faris is talking to the kid.
Man, that is the funniest scene in the whole movie. When they're not even saying, he's talking to her and like, is it Japanese, Korean?
I think it's supposed to be
I
Japanese.
think it's Japanese, right? Okay.
I think so.
But yeah, she's speaking to him in Japanese, and they're saying these American Japanese terms the whole time, but the subtitles are actually like they're saying real things, but they're really like, Mitsubishi, Hyundai, like, what?
It's crazy. Yeah, I think that's like the last kind of like borderline potentially Wayans brothers thing that like
Yeah.
stays, but everything else because they do some of the world to world stuff, which the guy who plays the dad, he's fine, but we spend so much of the movie with him and his kids, and like again,
Yeah.
that poor girl keeps getting like beat up. She like
They leave her out in the rain
they
or
leave her
something
out in
like
the
that.
rain. She gets like stuck with this other guy who like it's clearly not, I don't know. It's just a lot of weird stuff with kids in this one too. I'm like, let's move on to not kids
Yeah.
things.
And they get into other movies like The Villages, I think was the
Yeah,
same
so
thing.
they get into the village. They have
The
Brokeback
Villages is a
Mountain
place
scene,
in Florida.
Oh,
I didn't mean
true.
The Villages. The Village, not The Villages.
which that's its own movie, I'm sure.
Yes.
There is a whole sequence with Brokeback Mountain, Anthony Anderson and Kevin Hart, and again, like we have these scenes that have nothing to do with anything
Nothing to do with a
because
scary movie.
are
at
they
all.
in the movie, the rest of the movie after this?
They're at the. Are they?
Right?
I feel like they only show up twice. I think they show up toward the end, maybe as they're
Okay.
doing like the final battle, possibly.
No, I
See,
can't
y'all, I really don't remember this movie. I'm sorry. I've seen it like maybe three, not even three, probably twice in my whole life. When I first saw it, and then the second time was when we rewatched it. And yeah, we can move on. I'm just
Yeah, I mean, like, you do this world to world stuff, which could have been fun to do, but again, you just get that weird kid abuse humor. You do have, admittedly, it is a fun sequence. It's just between Anthony Anderson and Kevin Hart with that Brokeback Mountain stuff. It just doesn't feel like it should have been in this,
right.
because you have all these other spoof movies like Epic Movie and superhero movie and all these other things, and it feels like something that would have been much more in like Epic Movie or something.
Right.
Which now I'm curious. I should have looked it up before, but are those also Weinstein projects? Because I feel like he would have been milking.
I
this.
feel like they capitalize. They tried to capitalize off of this formula and do it for, like you had. Date. I think there was a date movie too,
Yes.
Epic movie, superhero movie, but I don't think any of them really. You also had Not Another Teen Movie, which was just as funny. That was the one that was
That was good.
closest
Yeah.
to like the Wayans Brothers formula to me, anyway.
And that one had star power too, like genuine star power,
Yes.
not like D tier celebrity. Like that one had Chris Evans.
Yes, you had Captain America in this movie.
Granted, he wasn't Cappy yet, but you can tell he was something. And I don't remember when exactly that falls with the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the Flame On. Sorry, I have this vocal stimming. I apologize.
But yeah, no, I mean like overall, and again, you get Simon Rex in this, which this one I don't remember.
I think he had a small part. I don't think it was as big as he had in the other films, but I will say on the front cover of this one, they finally, again, I'm a Brenda stan, but they finally showed my girl some love because I actually put her on the front cover. She's on the, and I don't think she's on the front cover of any of the other three movies.
Really? I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, she's not in 3. 2, she's not in 2. I would have thought she would have been on 2.
See how they
And
do.
1, no.
See.
Even Anna Faris isn't even in 1, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'll give Scary Movie 4 some credit for, the only thing that just to kind of get us into the film, like having Shaq and Dr. Phil in the opening scene definitely was like, okay, this is about to be, or at least you have hopes that it's going to be funny and live up to the hype of the previous 3 or just the first 2
Yeah.
films. So I'll give it credit for trying, but they definitely missed that mark.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing from this is definitely still the Regina and Anna stuff.
Yeah.
Their chemistry is still great in this. Like when they have the saw sequence, and then Brenda sleeps with one of the dolls, and one of the dolls just scratches himself, and the other one's like, "There's no way you caught something." He's like, "Nah, she told me she was a virgin," or something like that.
It shows all these sexual things that she does throughout the entirety of the movie when she finally gets reintroduced again, like
And then speaking
with the
of
village boy.
Reintroduced, when because she's in a plane crash, and you see Anna Faris's character see her, and she's like, "Oh my God, hey, it's been so long." which that was pretty funny.
I think she actually
do.
says, "I thought you died or
Yeah.
something." She's like, "Nah, girl." Like something.
In 3, Brenda's a teacher.
Yes, she's
That's
a
what it
teacher after
is.
school. Yes.
Okay.
And she teaches both of the kids.
Yes.
And the kids are throwing crayons and she cussing them all out.
Brenda's a teacher, I think, would be hilarious. Maybe as a substitute, not necessarily a full.
Brenda needs her own spinoff. I just saw, we'll get to it later, but I need to remind myself to talk about it.
Okay. Does it have to do with 5 or 6?
It has to do with 6.
Okay. Well, getting into 5 now, this was the biggest time jump between the movies. 4 was in 2006, 5 was in 2013, which already from 3 to 6 was a 3-year jump within that.
Yeah.
So like as these movies are going along, you're starting to get bigger and bigger jumps. The quality, unfortunately, also suffers. You would think if they spent more time apart, it wouldn't necessarily be cash grabs and they would have something to tell.
Right.
What?
Oh, we forgot to mention, I think it's in 4. It's in 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And, just in the spirit of, the Michael Jackson movie coming out. Michael
Oh,
Jackson
my
did
God.
make an appearance. He made an appearance in both, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Speaking of weird kid stuff, because that is the punchline with Michael Jackson.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have talked about it.
I mean, because that's what it was. That's why I was like, I forget that in 3, the daughter gets left with someone for a second and that she's not supposed to, and it's with Michael Jackson.
No, it was with no, that's 4. Who got left with the preacher?
The preacher's also, no, you're right. So sorry. The boy gets left with the preacher, which that's
one.
incredibly bad taste in the 3rd one. And the girl also gets left for a second with Michael Jackson, but then they take her away and they make a joke that I don't feel comfortable saying in here, so I'm not gonna saying that she's like safe. But
Fix it, Jesus.
yeah, that's just I forget which other time with Michael Jackson. It might have been 4. Maybe it was earlier even in 2 or something, where like he just pops in. He's like fighting or something.
Yeah, that may have been 4. He showed up fighting, I think.
Was that in 4?
I don't know.
I just remember the War of the Worlds for sure. That being the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that was in 3.
Maybe it was just. Yeah, all these movies blend together, so we're sorry if we mix up the timeline and which film wasn't what. But
I mean,
he was
going
there.
through what they reference, like they reference some of these movies in multiple movies. So
Yeah.
it is kind of hard to exactly remember what's where. With that being said, the Michael Jackson stuff was just incredibly, that's of its time, because that's also a very specific thing that was happening at the time, which I know
Yes.
some people, obviously know about now with those allegations and stuff, but they were just really inside baseball with some of those jokes. And let's stop with the kid stuff. I hope there's no gross kids jokes in the new one. But anyways.
Sorry, back to Scary Movie 5. My bad.
No, you're good. I'm glad you brought it up because I kind of forgot that happened. Scary Movie 5. My God. I want to say, 10 minutes before we started recording, Mo finished his homework and watched this one, this was the only movie that was both of our first times watching for this.
Yes, I had never
podcast.
seen it until just today.
Until just a couple hours ago.
And it's funny, again, I give some of these scary movies the credit of trying to get us into the story with, this movie had way more cameos in it than all the franchises to me. I love both opening scenes of this. Well, maybe not the first one. The first one's a little much. But the second opening scene of this movie.
Yeah.
Because it opens up with Lindsay Lohan and, is it Charlie? No. It is Charlie Sheen. Yeah. It opens up with both of them. So it's funny seeing Lindsay Lohan in a movie, in this particular movie
And
specifically.
it's Paranormal Activity.
Yes,
What
it was
they parody in the opening.
parody in the opening. But the second part of the opening after that scene when it's Mac Miller and Snoop Dogg walking through the woods, like what?
Yeah.
So that was actually kind of funny to me. Like I enjoyed seeing both of them. R.I.P. Mac Miller and Uncle Snoop. Like,
Yeah, there's a sequence in that in which I want Mo to recreate with one of our mutual friends so bad. And it's when they're pulling out the guns and they just nonstop.
right, just nonstop. Like you gonna put it down? You gonna put it all right? And then the scene cuts to something else and comes back and they're still doing it. And there's like a pile of guns.
Yeah. I will say there's some good visual humor in that. Love Mac Miller, love his music, love the vibe he gave.
Yeah.
Rip Mac Miller, not the greatest actor, same with Snoop Dogg. So even though it is funny, it's one of those things where it feels more like sketch comedy funny.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's also frustrating 3 on because there's a lot of good ideas for sketches is what it feels like as opposed to an entire film.
Right.
And you definitely feel that throughout here. However, because it is an entire film and because now you have no one from the Wayans brothers influence, you have no Anna Faris, you have no Regina Hall. The only character from those other films is Simon Rex, who got brought on post Wayans brothers anyways.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Charlie Sheen, of course, but he's only in the opening scene. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, like how far we strayed just in a few movies.
Right. And then you got High School Musical in this one. What's her name?
Oh, Ashley Tisdale. Yeah.
I know her name. I'm sorry. I just took a bit to come to my mind. I love me some Ashley Tisdale. I guess not enough to remember her name. But yeah, I felt bad. You know, it's one of those things where we grew to, I feel like as audience members, we grew to love a lot of these characters, like the Wayans brothers characters, Anna Faris's characters, Regina Hall's character. And I think the secret sauce of some of these movies was seeing these characters in these different scary, you know, movie, different franchise situations, whether it be Scream or Signs. So I think that's what the movie was missing. It didn't have these characters that we grew to love and laugh at and see them in these different situations. Instead, we get, you know, like you said, Simon Rex is in this one too, but it's not the same. I'm not putting anything down on that actor. I think he's great, but it's just we didn't get that in this film, and that's what I would have wanted to see, and have those actors act in these situations and see how they come off.
Yeah, and like you can kind of tell with Ashley Tisdale, they're really trying to make her like an quote unquote elevated Sydney.
Yeah,
and it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
because like you have the opening scene or her opening scene where she's thinking she's pregnant, and she like does a pregnancy test, and then she does a pregnancy test on her phone, like quite literally on her phone. She administers the test, and then she puts it to her face, and you're like, oh my god, that's disgusting. And
I'm surprised she reacted to it because I didn't think she was going to react to it.
And that's the other thing too, the wishy-washiness and not willing to commit to the bit as much in these movies. And then if they do commit to a bit, it goes on for way too long. Like throughout the entire film, there's like these sped up footage / sped up characters.
Yeah, that was weird.
And they just rely on that joke. They think that's the funny thing, is that these characters are going 2 frames faster than they're supposed to.
Yeah, the kid again with the kids. Yeah,
again with the kids, and this has the by far most uncomfortable thing with a kid was when one kid's eating a popsicle, but they're eating it the wrong way.
Yeah, and
then they put it somewhere else, and it's
I was uncomfortable,
extremely uncomfortable. And they last on that joke for a while too. Like that's one of the one. I granted maybe it's because I felt so uncomfortable. It felt like forever, but it feels like they last on it for a while.
It was a lot. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, we can move on. But this is also one where like this has the most deviation from horror movies too.
Yeah, it's a lot of random movies that weren't horror, because this movie focused on the main horror film was Mama and Paranormal Activity, kind of mixed in,
and like kind of
loosely.
Like you do have a lot of Black Swan.
Oh yeah, Black Swan.
But again, too, the Mama and Paranormal stuff kind of connects, but the Black Swan is just because they decided to give a character something else.
It was really just a random storyline that really didn't push the story forward outside of bringing more characters in. That kind of played in the main, A plot line versus that B plot line.
Yeah, and you have that, and then you have, speaking of the A and B, I guess the C plot line in this is the Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Why is that? Like, it's, whatever, it's fine. It's fun for a scene or two. But my God, that's just a whole other plot line. That's
really just so random. And Terry, again, the only thing I liked about this movie was seeing some of the cameos, like Terry Crews. And then randomly, Tyler Posey from Teen Wolf comes out, and then Bow Wow comes out of left field. I'm like, where are these people coming from? That's
a fun Evil Dead reference, because you do some of the Sam Raimi camera work. But then they get lazy with that, and I think that's the biggest sin for this movie, is that it gets lazy. If you haven't seen Evil Dead, there's this camera movement where the camera is the quote unquote spirit that's like going through the woods, whatever. So you go from the camera moving like crazy in the woods, and then you see a fake zoom in on the house, and you're like, I just randomly got balloons on my camera for some reason.
Balloons. Are they popping up?
They're gone now.
Lame.
That was wild. Anyways, yeah. So you have that. Just kind of random, or not randomly in there, but you can take the easy way out for the end. For it's one shot too, like
right.
It was, or 2 shots in total. One of the shots they get lazy,
They didn't
crazy.
commit.
But then you also have references to Medea from the Tyler Perry movies, just
In the
multiple
movie
times
theater.
in the ballet as
Oh,
well.
in the ballet, yes, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah.
And then you have the housewives. As
Yeah,
well.
one of the housewives talent was in the movie from the reality show. I was like, what?
Yeah, and then you have a whole sequence of Inception. There's more non-horror movies referenced in this than there are horror movies.
I wonder if this movie was one of those things like, if you don't produce this many, you could lose the rights to it. I wonder if they just did this just, I don't know how
Feels like
that
it.
works, but if
Yeah.
they just did it just because it's like Fantastic Four, circa 15.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why the Fox Fantastic Four movies were so bad, because they were like, oh, we're right at the buzzer. There was an unreleased one in the 90s, I believe.
Oh yeah, I remember we found, or you introduced me to that. I was like, what?
Yeah. And that was like unreleased for so long because it was bad and they just had to make something quick.
Wow.
Not that I've seen it. I want to, though. I think that'd be fun.
I want to get paid, to produce a movie. I mean, yes, I really wanted to come out, but if the paycheck good, I'd want to be in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Scary Movie 5, in my opinion, easily the worst one. It's the most cynical of them all, too.
Agree.
Is there anything else you want to say about this movie before we get into our rankings?
The only other thing that I can think of was the toy car scene where it looked like they were driving down the road, but it was really just they kept using a toy car shot. And then like maybe 5 minutes later, there's another car shot and they don't use the toy car again. So it was one of those things where it's like, I thought this was a bit that you're going to commit to, and then they just kind of don't.
Exactly. This movie's a lot of just like, hey, that's funny. And then you forget about it.
They
and they
catfished
move on.
us.
They really do. And it's really unfortunate. Yeah, let's get into our rankings for the films. Let's go with you first, Mo.
I would say coming in at number 5 is Scary Movie 5. Coming in at number 4 is Scary Movie 4. Coming in at number 3, you guessed it, Scary Movie 3. Coming in at number 2, I'd have to say Scary Movie 2. And coming in at number 1 is definitely Scary Movie 1, the film that started it all. And I also think it, and I don't know, the Wayans brothers kind of came, I don't know if they did it because I haven't watched this film yet. It was another parody movie, Dance Flick. But I know the Wayans brothers, like they were in the movie, like one of the kids, second generation Wayans. And their sister was in that film too. I haven't seen it, but I think we need to treat ourselves to watch it. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, we got to watch it.
Yeah, I'll be down.
But yeah, that's my ranking. I just think Scary Movie 1 was so good. And the Wayans brothers, they're known for doing parody movies too, from way back in the 90s when they did a movie called Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood, which was just a parody of all these culturally black films that came out, around the 90s and stuff that were all kind of put into one. So they're no stranger to the parody, and even down to their sketch comedy show in Living Color, So I'm excited for 6.
Yeah. To get into my rankings real quick, it's very different from Moe's. Number 5, I have Scary Movie 5. Number 4, I have Scary Movie 4. Number 3, I have Scary Movie 3. Number 2, I have Scary Movie 2. And at number 1, I have Scary Movie 1.
The way I was waiting on you to say, I was like, how different is yours about that? I was like, maybe 3 and 4 are mixed up. Maybe.
No, I mean, the way they came out is definitely the way that you would have to rank them, I believe, because you can just kind of tell, okay, now we're just kind of doing it again to do it again. And you do that 5 times over, obviously it's going to get way worse. Granted, though, I will say the first 2 are pretty close in my eyes. The rewatchability is just, I think, going to be fantastic on those movies. I know this is really old news to most people, but this is my first time watching these, so, that was my first thoughts. And I'm sure there's going to be some days where I prefer 2. Like when we first finished Scary Movie 2, I was like, is it better? And then I sat with it. I'm like, no, I think I do prefer the whole package of 1 a little better. But I think 2 has higher moments. You know,
Yes.
like there's some bits that I think work way better, but like the overall package of number one, I think I do prefer just very slightly. Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely fun. A fun franchise overall, even though the last three are probably ones I might not ever watch again outside of a couple scenes.
I'm not, to be clear.
Hey, but we had to prep for the newest one, you know.
We did. We committed, unlike them. We
Yeah.
committed to watching all 5 movies just so we can prep for the 6th one.
Yeah. And what are you looking forward to for the 6th one?
I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the characters from season one. Cut that. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of the characters from Scary Movie 1 come back, like the Doofy character, the Gail Hailstorm, I think is her name, who's coming back in this film. Bobby, who was the boyfriend of Cindy, and Scary Movie 1 is also coming back. So I'm excited to see them. Again, the thing I enjoyed about the Scary Movies was seeing all those characters put into these different situations. So I'm excited about, the movies that they're referencing, like Ma and what else? Ma was the first thing just because of Homegirl's haircut.
There's Ma. I know they're going to be touching on
Sinners.
Sinners, yes. They're touching on a lot of like new horror things.
Smile.
Thank you. That was the one I was like, there was one like very obvious one. But Megan.
What's the one with the syringes?
There's a Substance.
Substance.
Yeah, they're really going into a lot of new horror movies. I will say, I am worried because it's the tagline for this one is like, what is it? It's every line will be crossed, and I feel like because it's been so long since the Wayans brothers were in charge of these movies, they might try a little too hard. When in the first two, they tried. And they cared, and you felt that, and that's why they were good. But this one, it's like we have to make a statement that we're back. That's the vibe I'm feeling, and I'm worried. I also haven't heard anything about this movie yet.
Maybe a little too much. I'm so curious. Like, I wonder how far they're gonna go. If they're not going, if they're like you said, if they're gonna do like how they did in the first film. And also, I feel like a lot's riding on this movie too because they haven't done it in so long. So we want to. I have faith in it, but then I'm like, am I overhyping it too much to where I'm going to be disappointed when I actually watch it? And it's one of those things, like the previews we see, I'm hoping, that's the art of making a trailer. You don't show everything. Like, I feel like Marvel's really good at that. They literally show you like the first maybe 10, 20 minutes of the film as the trailer. Then everything else happens a little later. So,
yeah, I mean, we'll see. I know it also has the benefit of because it's a horror movie, or I'm sorry, a comedy. They have so many like alt jokes usually in comedies. So hopefully a lot of the trailers just didn't ruin like the best jokes and they actually have better jokes in the film or something like that. Because there are a lot of good ones. But then there are some, like in the poster, there's one character that has a sign that says, "I'm woke, so I am broke." And like, I don't know. It just feels like it's not necessarily my favorite type of humor. But I think there could be some really good stuff. Shout out to the popcorn bucket.
Yes, the bong.
So like, there's a lot of that stuff, and I'll be sure to include a photo here. Okay, cool. I just saw some characters or actors that are going to be in this that I wasn't expecting. But anyways, to not give it away, just because.
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the other side, so I can't see anything.
Yeah, no, I'm cautiously looking forward to this movie. I don't know if it's going to be amazing. I hope it'll at least be decent. That's also kind of how I felt going into these movies. I wasn't sure if they were going to be my thing because even as a kid, I didn't love a lot of the other parody movies.
Okay.
And since these were like the big ones and I never got to see them, I think I'm glad I waited to watch them.
Yeah.
Because also, too, I just hadn't seen a lot of horror movies before. So a lot of these references would have just went over my head anyway. But now that I'm getting into them more, it's making more sense.
I'm hoping this falls in our ranking somewhere in between 1 and before 3.
Yeah. I think this is going to take the third spot, if I had to guess.
That's what I'm guessing, too. That's going to be the third spot. This is the real Scary Movie 3. I don't know about that other one. Well, maybe I'll show it a little love because, Anna Faris and Regina Hall is in it, so
yeah. And there's a couple of good jokes and
right. More importantly, is on the front cover is Regina Hall on the front cover.
Yes.
Okay.
She's right next to Anna Faris.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and she's in her Ma
the Ma
costume with Jello shots.
Don't make her drink alone. Don't make
But
her drink alone.
that's also my other worry. Some of the movies they're referencing are already so funny on their own
Right.
because they feel like parodies. But I know they're not.
Already.
Like, oh my god, are we gonna get Orphan?
Yo,
You
they
know?
need to bring my homegirl Orphan.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to it.
We need to do a Yeti Talks on Orphan 1 and the prequel, because
Yeah, that prequel.
we watched that one together as well, and that took a turn. I wasn't expecting, we got to save it. Sorry, that's another one.
We'll come back. I'll have you back on.
And what's the rating for Scary Movie 6?
I'll look that up. As I look it up, tell me why you love the Scary Movie franchise.
I'm a huge Wayne's Brothers fan already, just from their previous work on, the Dope Me a Menace movie, watching and living, my family watching Live in Color, and seeing a lot of their films. Like even after the Scary Movies, they came out with White Chicks, another movie called Little Man. So that was like that's a whole nother podcast we can talk about quotable movie. White Chicks is definitely one of those. So that's why I think I really enjoyed the franchise. And it was something, we grew up and got to be a part of it, like we were there during that time as it was happening in real time. I kind of compare it to like the Marvel movies when you see them for the first time in theaters, when the audience was one of those things like you had to be there at the time to really experience the hype about this movie. And even now, fast forward, some 15, 20 years later, how it's still relevant in a lot of people's minds. And that's what I really enjoyed about it, the most, the parody, the Wayans brothers just bringing it, to the forefront. And I was already a huge fan of a lot of those teen horror movies like Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, House on Haunted Hill. I did not see Signs or whatever. I did see 8 Mile, but some of the other movies that they reference are War of the Worlds. I never saw those. So, and that probably is the reason why I wasn't as connected. That wasn't the only reason. That was a very small reason why I wasn't connected to the later movies in the franchise. But that's what I enjoy about the movies the most.
Nice. Very well put. Thank you. It is rated R. So we do have that,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I hope it's a well-earned one and not just one where they're like, oh, we have to get it to rated R because, that's what the fans expect.
Right. Hope it was very organically the way it came together.
Which I'm sure it will be.
And I also want to talk about, this is what I wanted to mention earlier, the marketing for this film has been insane with all the things that they've been doing.
Yes.
Like, I just saw, I think it was on Entertainment Tonight, or one of those shows where they had a whole clear box. They were hot boxing in the cast in New York City where people could walk past and see them hot boxing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And also I saw, check your letterbox. They created a letterbox for Brenda, apparently.
Oh,
and
yes,
she's
I did
commenting
see that.
on so many different movies.
Yeah. I'll try and look it up real quick. That's... Shout out to movies that have letterboxes for characters, because I think Obsession did this.
Okay.
Which I know you haven't seen Obsession yet. And honestly, it's one of those things where this movie is coming out at such a time that I wish they waited a little longer, because how big Obsession and the Backrooms is, like, as movies, this would have been so funny to see them do. Can you imagine them in a sequence? Because they're also bringing back Ghostface in this.
Yes.
They're getting high with Ghostface, and they accidentally go into the Backrooms. And so it's this, like, liminal maze where you're getting lost in, but they're already also high, and stuff looks like if you were already tripping on drugs.
Oh, my God.
Like, I think that could have been such a well-written sequel. Look, if this is good enough and if they have enough people to go out and see it, which the projections do look pretty well, maybe they do another, I guess, what would you call it then? Scary Movie 7?
7,
Even
I
though
guess.
this one's called Scary Movie, which is in reference to when Halloween, whatever number that was, but from 2018 was just called Halloween as well.
Because 7 in Roman numerals is like, it's like the V with the 2.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll even though this is just Scary
right.
Movie.
Scary.
They can be like Scary Movie V space 2
Yeah,
to
maybe.
make it 7. So hopefully it has the same momentum as they did with mirroring kind of how 1 and 2 did, where they made 1 in 1 year and immediately made the second one right after because of the success. So hopefully they can ride that train and do the same thing with the Obsession and Backrooms.
I couldn't find the Brenda Letterbox on Letterbox, but I found it in an article. and a couple of her reviews for films.
Oh,
Apparently,
give me a few of them.
according to Nerdist, Smile, her review for that one is too much teeth. Let's see, what's another? Weapons, which is also they're referencing in this
movie. Okay,
did you end up getting to see Weapons?
No, you've been trying to get me to watch.
Yes.
It's one of the ones on my list that I have not had a chance to.
You definitely need to watch it. Her review for that, and I can hear her voice in this. Run, kids, run!
Run, kids, run!
Sinners, 2 Michael B. Jordans. This was a fantasy film for me.
That's definitely a Brenda comment.
Megan, just take her batteries out, damn. She ended up logging back rooms. Just stop going in there. WTF. So those are some of her reviews on
Brenda
her fake Letterboxd
realness.
account. I mean, hoping for the best for this. I am interested to see how well it does. It's a very interesting and packed weekend. We also have Masters of the Universe coming out.
Yep.
And a movie that I really enjoyed, I got to see early, which was called Power Ballad, which was with Paul Rudd and Nick Jonas.
Oh yeah, I saw the previews for it, but
It's really good. It's really cute. The director, John Carney, he's done other films that I absolutely love, such as Once and Sing Street. I think you would love Sing Street, by the way. It takes place in the 80s in London, or either in the UK or in Ireland. I forget which of the two. But basically, this guy, he's in 9th grade or so. Mm-hmm. He finds this girl attractive. She pays no attention to him, so he makes a band to try and get her attention. And we need a model, for our music videos. It's a really cute, fun story. The music's also really good. It's original
That's the
music.
useful thing to do, trying to talk to your girl. So, I'm going to make a whole band just to get her to talk to
Exactly. And it's really heartwarming. It gives me Sandlot vibes a bit.
Oh, y'all, that's my favorite. One of my favorite films ever.
Which I got to have you on for that.
Yes,
I think that'll be very fun, especially before the summer ends.
Yes. It's like a good July 4th movie.
Mm-hmm. So, with all that being said, because now we're starting to get into other things.
Sorry, y'all.
Any final notes, any comments, anything else you want to share on the franchise?
I am just excited to see 6. Hopefully we can see it sooner than later when it comes out. Wishing the Wayans brothers and the whole cast and the team they put together nothing but, the best and success. And hopefully we get to see a few more scary movies also.
I hope so. So thank you, Mo, for being on. Is there anything you would like to plug, share, look out for, anything like that?
Yeah. Should I share this? I don't know. It's not out yet, so I don't know. I may be featured in a commercial coming up it's a popular brand. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is, actually. But
that's okay.
It's one of my first TV commercials I've ever been in as a paid talent, because I'm used to working behind the scenes, not in front of the camera. So it'll be very interesting. So I'll definitely share. Who knows? Maybe it'll be out by the time you release this episode.
Comes out in 2 days, so maybe not from when we're recording. But I don't know. Sometimes commercials do come out that quick. But I'm so glad you get to be a star in front of the camera once again. I appreciate you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me. I'm proud of you, Jeremy. This is pretty cool. To be to have you have all these different entities now. You got your Yeti films. See, y'all, Jeremy, the one who I go to when I need to make my list of movies. I got to watch Hey There, Cinephiles. I got to watch all his Yeti films so that I know which movies to catch up on. And also just, having the Yeti Talks, too, as another, kind of subsidiary to kind of, give more of your viewers and listeners something else more to look forward to. We should do, live reaction videos to some of these things also.
Yeah, I think that'd be very fun. We have a great space for it.
Yes.
Not to give it away on here because I'm not doxing myself. But that'd be really, really fun to do. And I would love to have you on the channel again. Just talking with you, movies outside of this. And for those of you that do not know this man, he is a much harsher critic than me.
I can explain.
For those of you that know him, you know how true that is. It was very, very fun to have you on here. We definitely got to do, Sandlot and the Scream movies too. Maybe not the latest one, but it would definitely be fun to do the other things on here.
I am 1,000% down. I'm very honored to be on the Yeti Talks podcast. So this has been awesome.
Yeah, one of my best supporters and greatest of friends. I appreciate you so much for being on here. We haven't talked about where to find him yet. I'll have that in the description down below, whatever he wants to share. I know sometimes he doesn't want people finding him. But you'll find him here on the channel again.
Not like I want people finding me, like because people looking for me. Nothing like that. Just to be
Not
clear.
like that. Not like that. His digital footprint.
I'm a horrible social networker, y'all. Like, I feel like I'm more of a stalker than anything. Like, I'll look at people's stuff, but I won't. And I'll comment, a lot here and there. But I never post stuff on my own. I need to be better.
He'll find you. How about that?
That part.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mo, for being on here.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out my other Yeti Films podcasts, such as Yeti Talks. I'm going through a bunch of Pixar movies on there, and I'm going to have a lot of episodes coming out real soon. As always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Be sure to stay tuned for Yeti Films content, and I'll watch you later.